Hi guys, you are about to see our third and final finance video that we filmed, Solo and I filmed together in December. Today I had planned to make a video for you about my schedule and how I practically get everything done from day to day. And I'm still going to make that for you next week, but I have been sick, so I wasn't able to get it done. So I'm gonna show you this last finance video, and we have gotten such great responses from when we answered all those financial questions that Solo and I thought we would just do this for a while once a month. So if you have questions that weren't addressed, please leave them down in the comment section of this video. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about concerning finances. We're gonna take a few of those questions and film a finance video together once a month for a little while. And please come back and see my schedule video next week, hopefully. I am about to go get some of that elderberry syrup that like 500 of you have told me will change my life forever. But until then, go ahead and watch this finance video. I hope you're able to get something out of it. See you guys. Okay, Mary asked, how do you get started budgeting? I've watched videos and all that, but they don't really ever tell you how or where to start. It sounds like a stupid question. Not a stupid question.
Not at all.
But I've never been on a budget and have no idea how to start. So let me tell you very, very practically. Look at your expenses from the last couple months, if you can, on your checkbook, and put them into categories. So, okay, all of this I can tell I spent at the grocery store, that would have been food. All of this at restaurants, and add it up and see what you spent per month on each of those things. That's where you start. Then decide if that's what you're comfortable with. If you feel like, oh, I spent way too much on entertainment, eating out, I think I could cut back a little bit. Try cutting back a little bit, and it takes a few months to figure out, wouldn't you say? I think for us, it's always like, if we try to change our budget a little bit, it can take a month or two to sometimes 3 to get it to where you want it, to where it feels right. It's not too tight, but it's not too frivolous or whatever, to meet your goals. So you wanna know what your goals are, and then you just, at the beginning of the month, or when you get paid, you put your money, like if you get paid every 2 weeks, you take half of that and put it in there for that budget. I think a great way, we always recommend, I'm talking, why am I talking?
No, you were excited to talk about it. I'm just waiting.
I love budgets. So a great way to really stay on your budget and to do well, even if you've been budgeting for a long time and you're not staying on it well, is just to do cash. So get some envelopes, we just get some envelopes and put, like maybe it's $50 this week for groceries. I'm gonna put that $50 in the envelope. And then when you're spending cash, it hurts more too, and you are way more aware of what you're spending when you have cash in you.
Well, I'm gonna contradict it just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not a huge opponent to fully cash on everything. I think that can be hard sometimes in this day we live. What I would say, and this is what I tell people all the time, is that you could identify the areas of weakness and use cash in those areas.
That's true.
So for example, if you find that you're spending way more, once you go through your bank statements and you realize, oh boy, eating out. I don't know why we keep talking about food. Eating out. Well, that does catch a lot of people.
Okay, let's say gifts too. People can go overboard in gifts, not realize all the gifts.
So once you identify those areas, it's like, man, I'm not comfortable spending this much on this area that I've been doing for a while. Then I just identify those areas and then just do cash budgets on those until you get yourself trained to be spending a lot of money. So I'm not like a huge proponent of all cash, because I don't like it myself. I like just a little bit.
He doesn't like to go to the gas station and have to walk inside because he's got cash. You know, you want to just use your debit card.
Exactly. So the key is, like when she's saying setting it aside, it's not necessarily taking physical cash out. Now that could be the case, but sometimes it could just be have a spreadsheet or something, or the big old paper, get a book and repeat the same thing over and over again. You know, I just think the old ways of doing things still work.
And as a married couple, then we try to, because we're sharing our finances, we try to look at it as often as possible. Once a week is best for us. We do the best if we just look at it once a week of what we spent and make sure. So if I was single, I would just review, hey, am I spending, if it wasn't cash, am I spending, did I spend over? Or, you know, I want to make sure I'm staying in track.
With it?
Or every day, even at the end of the day, you write down in your category what you spent and subtract it out. I mean, you can do it on the computer, you can do it on paper, you can do cash, whatever.
The method is different, I think.
But paying attention to your money, budgeting, makes you go so much farther. Just paying attention to it.
Yeah.
It really does. I think if you try it, if you've not tried it, or if you get back to it, you will be amazed.
There are a lot of tools that you can find to get you started.
Yeah, there
are apps and you know, so anyway.
Okay, this one is a little similar. I'm gonna read it and we'll pick out the parts we haven't already talked about. When trying to pay off debt, this is from Brandy, where's the best place to start? My situation in particular is after coming out of a divorce, I'm wanting to pay off debt that my ex isn't paying as he was ordered to do. My name was on these accounts, so it's affecting my credit as well. I also have student loans I'm trying to pay off, and now as a single parent of 2 girls, it is just my income paying everything. My ex also isn't paying child support as ordered. I don't know if I should start trying to pay the couple of credit cards off first, then medical bills, etc. I'm not sure if order even matters when paying things off. You guys are awesome to try to help others. Love your channel and beautiful family. Thanks, Brandy.
Yeah, so sorry, Brandy. That's a tough situation, but I've seen people come out of it and come out stronger. So you sound like a strong woman anyway. The fact that you're already handling all this by yourself, and it's just God bless you for taking care of those kids. I think I would almost, so with the medical bills, I would work with the hospitals and stuff. Oftentimes they would have ways to help maybe put things on a payment plan that's not very difficult, and then to get rid of the cards. If the hospitals are able, or our doctors or offices are able to work with you so that you get on a more of a budget-friendly payment plan, I would definitely talk to the people there. Most of the times they are willing to work with people. And then take care of the smallest credit cards and just getting rid of this balance sheet, basically cleaning it all out. And you know, it might feel more difficult at the beginning, but trust me, if you just stick with it, you're gonna get to it, and you're gonna start getting some breathing room once you start knocking some of that down. Did I miss anything else on that question where you start?
I think that was the gist of it.
Yeah,
and the order of it you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, I would go with the smaller ones. Yeah, so see, anytime you can restructure things, maybe talking to your bank about maybe consolidating things so that you have, you know, so, and let me use the word consolidation very distinctly, because I know that people are falling prey with some kind of debt consolidation things that are not debt consolidation, that just get you ruining your name and all that. So that's not what I'm talking about. I mean like consolidation in the literal sense of just getting several debts together under a small interest rate, working with your bank or something on that. So looking at options like that might help you have more of an easier way to have a plan to pay down your debt. So
yeah, Trinette asked, consolidate or not consolidate?
Trinette, so that's a good question.
Or Trinetta, sorry.
Is it consolidate or not consolidate? Again, I want to make sure that when people say consolidate, because I know there's some praise out there that use the term consolidate to actually prey on people, and they're not things that actually help them. So if it's consolidate, the old-fashioned consolidate, just maybe getting a bunch of debt together, putting it maybe in a better amortization schedule with a lower interest rate, then of course consolidate, you know, if that's the case. If the consolidation actually puts you in a bad position, you know, you're consolidating, you get higher interest rate, and or they talk you into some of those things that talk you like, well, you'll pay less on your debt, I'd say no. You know, I'd be very cautious about anybody that's offering you consolidation, you know. Just make sure that you're working with a bank or, you know, not some company that you don't know about.
Yes, okay. Mommy Vision said, how do you save if you have nothing left after everything is paid for the month?
Sorry.
So
I know that's not a laughing matter.
No.
Okay, so the reason I laughed is because when you have nothing left, then you have nothing to save.
Yeah.
You know? That's
Are you tired?
I am tired. I need more coffee. No, but you're not
if you have nothing left, if you're already budgeting, and so you're planning your spending, and you have nothing left, that's really hard. I mean, you have to increase your income or decrease your budget.
Any of the items that you have temporary on your budget. So say, for example, if you have everything spent, but part of your payment is going to, of your budget is going towards paying down a debt that would not be there any longer. So some of those things would really matter. You know, so sometimes it's just seasonal, and that's where the question is. Sometimes we all go through seasons that are just tougher than others, you know. So and just you keep grinding, and then but keeping your goals that, hey, when you get a break here, I'm gonna be more disciplined. I'm gonna set money aside.
Sometimes you can look at your budget, don't you think, and think, well, now if I had a little pay deduction and I was making a little less, could I survive? And give yourself a little pay deduction and take that extra and put it in savings.
Totally.
So
there are situations where that's possible, and there's sometimes that's not.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Okay, can we do a couple more solo?
Let's try.
Okay.
You can tell.
He's wearing down.
I'm wearing down the little.
So much fun because you're answering them mostly. I love it. Okay, Amy asked, what are his recommended percentages for budget categories? Do you have recommended percentages? You used to.
I used to, but I think that a lot of it, again, I'm more of a customized, because I think everyone is unique, every situation is unique, desires and that's unique, so versus just putting everybody in a blanket, you know. So I think that has to do with priorities, just aligning what's important to us. For instance, I would just tell you about us. One of the things we've always done is that what's important to us is that we've always taken a family vacation when we have money and when we are broke. And so I guess
not so broke that we can't pay for it.
But. But so that's always been like something we plan for, even in years where it hasn't been really good years. But we plan for it. Maybe the budget might be a lot smaller, and we might go somewhere that won't cost us as much. But again, so that's why I think really I think determining what the things that are important to you in life, and then adjusting your finances to accommodate what's important to you. And so some people look at, oh, I don't have money to do this. I don't have, so the money or the lack of it thereof determines how you live your life. I think that's looking at it backwards. So sorry I didn't give you percentages per se, because I tend to desire more information, but looking at your priorities and then deciding, okay, we want to dedicate this much money for our, you know, and then sticking with it.
I can definitely see, though, coming from the perspective of wanting to just know, am I normal? Am I spending way too much? And for that, you can go online and look at like the national average for groceries, what you would spend and that kind of thing. And that can help you kind of see where you fall with the national average, and then you can decide, you know, what you want to decide about that. But
yeah, and the national average is oftentimes they're very generous in a lot of areas, so you could always, if you're really frugal, you could always beat that. And she also asked, how does your family budget for holidays, birthdays, vacation, and miscellaneous stuff? Do you use sinking funds for holidays, birthdays, vacations? I would say vacations, because our income fluctuates, in our base income or our lowest would not be enough to budget for vacations. We use our fluctuating income, so we plan, okay, we're looking for the next time we make this amount, we're gonna put that aside. So that's how we personally do it. If our income was the same all the time, we would definitely have a vacation amount every month.
Yeah, otherwise, but we do have a gift budget that goes for gifts for our kids and for anyone else that we're buying gifts for. That's how we personally do it. And then we also have a Christmas one that's separate, because we know how much. So that's just how we do it. So we
declare how much, hey, this year, Christmas, we're working on this budget. So we know that.
Yeah, because it does change for us from year to year based on what we feel like we want to spend, or our kids, what we're wanting to get our kids and stuff.
But if, like Sarah said, if our income was the same always, then we would have a specific amount. So if we wanted to say you want to spend a specific amount total, then each month we'll just put that much, divide that amount by 12, and each month we'll put that. Because Christmas, it really is not an emergency. It is always the 25th of December in most countries.
Thank you guys for watching today, and we'll talk to you soon.
You bet.
Bye.
Adios.